Hello everyone. So today in this video we will be speaking about all our experiences of Vista 2023 in IIM Bangalore and also the experiences of YLS, which stands for
Youth Leader Summit. So basically for 3 days as a delegate, what was the experience? What was the outcome? What were the things we learned from the speaker sessions?
So basically the event was in 3 consecutive days, July 7th, 8th and 9th. So let us start from July 7th. When it comes to July 7th, right, which is the first day of Vista 2023, we had great start. In fact, first we visited the campus, we took some pictures along with the IIM Banglore case, and after that we just got our IDs, and later we went into the campus, we started exploring the campus.
Yes, and decided to walk throughout the campus, and we walked for almost 1 kilometer. And after that, we just explored the whole campus. We sat. We just took time to adjust, like we are in the IIM campus. Like it took us some time to settle actually, to understand like we are in one of the top B schools of India.
And later we actually had some rest of about 15 minutes in the ground. And you know what, we were feeling like यहाँ पर 3 Idiots का ये shoot हुआ था.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, like it was a feeling like kind of we were able to like recognize each and everything, like oh 3 Idiots का last scene climax यहाँ पर shoot हुआ था. Oh, you can see that the 3 bum ka things in the 3 Idiots, all those like movie we saw in the All Is Well song. Oh, you can see the tower building, etc.
So this was the thing, and after we had the inauguration of Vista 2023 and the first speaker session was there.
Yeah, so the first speaker session was by Mr. Tapan Singhel, the MD and CEO of Bajaj Allianz, the insurance arm of Bajaj Finserv.
So basically he spoke about how Bajaj Allianz is beating the competition with rest of the peers and how they are leveraging the technology and how they became the fastest claiming company in Asia.
Yeah, that's what, like they have a record of claiming and like everything settling in less than 20 minutes with the help of artificial intelligence and by leveraging technology. And also he talked about the economy. He said that the real growth rate, GDP growth rate of India should be more than 10%, but due to the sectors which are uninsured, all the sectors should be insured so that the real GDP growth rate is sustained and is visible.
The country's money already in country, it's a huge network. You know how it goes. When a big loss happens, everybody pays for it. So when something happened 9/11 in US, most of us pay for that.
Yeah, so this was all about the first speaker session, and after this we had cultural events.
Yeah, where we just saw great, beautiful performances by IIMB current students. They had a great band and a great cultural songs and kind of a fusion mix.
Yeah, like it was completely immersive and great, energetic performances they gave. Yeah, this was all about the summary of day 1, which is 7th July. So let us jump into day 2, which is 8th July. The first activity we got was business simulation. So basically, what is business simulation? So before jumping into that, let me say that all the YLS candidates or delegates have got one number in their email ID. In fact, the same number was given to 4 different individuals, and those 4 different individuals were merged together and made a team. Like this, many teams were there. And one team was having 4 people, as I said before, and those 4 people were acting as the heads of 4 departments, namely marketing, finance, HR and operations. The game was as same as chess. Basically, we had to make our move once, and after that the competitor will make his move or her move. And here the competitor was not any other team but artificial intelligence. And once artificial intelligence would make his or her move, and after that we would get around 2 to 3 minutes time, right? And in that time, HR manager had to recruit some human resource, and from that human resource, operations head would purchase some plant and machinery, manufacture some units, and from those units, marketing head used to market the products, promote the products by allotting a proper percentage of discounts and everything. And I was there in finance, even Darshan was there in finance.
So in finance, like what was my task? So what was our task when she was in the finance, as she said? So what does a CFO of a company does actually? He actually prepares a proper budget and prepares a proper forecasting and the estimations of all the prices and the cost, and he allocates a simple budget for each and every department for HR, marketing and operations. And our task was to delegate properly the budget and the proper flow of fund, but we should also raise money, right? So we were given options to raise money from like private banks or by public banks or by even selling equity or by even from venture capitalist or angel investing, where we have to negotiate and raise properly according to within our limits and within our credit limit. And also we can also make other income by buying and selling of shares. And this was basically a brief summary of the finance task in the business simulation.
This was all about business simulation, and after this we had our lunch. And after our lunch, we had a speaker session from Himanshu Tandon, who is the country head of POCO India. And his expertise was basically digital marketing. But even after having his expertise in digital marketing, he was allotted to sales and retail department. But he took it as a challenge and was successful in opening 500 plus outlets in India.
300% in Q1 and 865% in Q2. Right? Tremendous growth that we have.
And this is how he addressed everything about his journey, his career journey in POCO India.
Yep, and after that we had a speaker session from Rakesh Godhwani, who was an ex-faculty for more than 15 years in the IIM. Indeed, it was a great session by him. He spoke about the art of storytelling, the art of communication, the life and the time and the retirement, everything. He was a firm believer like how should one choose a career by questioning and trying different things. He also focused on telling like multitasking is a myth. He believed in monotasking. It also spoke about other things of the life of the student's career, like what are the basic confusions, why they shouldn't be flooded with so much information, and they should make a proper decision with the help of a proper experience. What are the things they want to try out and feel good about themselves, feel happy, love the work, being passionate about their work rather than being focused just on the monetary pleasures. Yep, that was a brief summary of his session.
After Rakesh Godhwani's session, we had a session by Rahul Singhel, who is the CEO of YUM Brands at Devyani International Limited. And YUM Brands hold some franchises, some very popular franchises like Pizza Hut, KFC, Costa Coffee, etc. You know what he said, like in QSR space, right, authenticity matters the most. Though in tier 1 cities, people give much importance to time and convenience, but at the same time, authenticity is the thing which weighs more, and that is how KFC's brand is very popular, and that is how the customer loyalty is very good. In fact, the slogan itself says, finger licking good. And this is how he addressed much more insights of QSR, which is quick service restaurants.
Yep, and later after Rahul Shinde, we had a session by the VP of DBS, that is Development Bank of Singapore, by Saugata Dev. He addressed about the innovations and use of AI in the banking industry. It was a very technical and a very niche and very a session where the information is not publicly available. He addressed about the few things about use of blockchain, use of quantum computing, and use of AI in the banking industry, where he addressed most of the things about where in few years there won't be existing any retail banks. The bank won't follow the brick and mortar model. Instead, they would focus on the neo banks. Yep, that was a brief session and it was a great.
In fact, many activities or sessions were going on simultaneously, so we couldn't attend every session, but we made sure that we attended the majority of sessions. As I attended the session of case study, preparations of case study for YLS, where the case studies preparation dealt mostly with the PPT presentation, how to make it effective, and what are the criteria or prerequisites for a proper PPT presentations, etc.
So yes, that was a great end to day 2, but before that we had a great sunburn session and a pro night where we had a great with loud music and dance and a lot of fun and lifelong memories.
And the lightning, DJ sounds, everything is like still we remember. If we remember, we get the goosebumps.
Yeah.
Such type of memories we carried on that day.
Yeah.
So that that is how we closed our curtain of day 2, which is 8th July. So let us jump into day 3. While starting day 3, which is 9th July, we had a speaker session by Navya Naveli Nanda, who is the co-founder of Ara Health. And actually we missed her session as we were late. And in fact, even some more speaker sessions were there, like from the CEO of ID Fresh Food, who is PC Mustafa.
Day 3 starts with a speaker session by Neetan Chopra, the CIO of Indigo Airlines, that's the Chief Information Officer. He emphasized on basically why data is the new oil. He spoke about the disruptions in the airline industry using the data, using the IoT devices, using the smart devices. He basically focused on not only on the airline industry but also the overall industry, how data can be leveraged, the basic primary source of data, and basically like we are the primary source of data, like where they collect and they help them in forecasting their prices or the business strategies and basically leverage their whole business. Later we had a session by Dr. Pramod Verma. I think everyone knows him, the man behind the India's digital stack and the ex-chief architect of Aadhaar, the man who started the Aadhaar mission in India, where he spoke about his experiences of starting the Aadhaar in India, the digital infrastructure, what is digital infrastructure, why is it necessary, the role of digitalization in UPI, in banking, the networking, the payment, everything regarding how digital infrastructure can leverage each and every sector of the economy. Yep.
That we couldn't fight much because we had to do bigger work, right? I think it was big change.
A very humble, a very cheerful, a very lovely guy, like always a smile on his face and addressing like very tough concepts with a great analogies and a great metaphorical references of the life.
We had a speaker session by the young brains behind the marketing of Nestlé's Nescafe, who are Sharon Baines and Akshay Antony. The evolution of Nescafe's marketing and what exactly made Nescafe to retain its brands in the brains of all the consumers, and how Nescafe captured the Indian market especially. A good question was asked, like what if Nescafe opens a cafe just like Cafe Coffee Day? Such kind of interesting questions and interactions were there with the speakers. And after these many sessions, we had a PGP session, which is postgraduate program. And in that session, right, many of IIM Banglore's alumni were speaking, and even the current IIM students spoke about how to clear the CAT exam and what are the prerequisites in order to get into IIM Bangalore, and how IIMB faculties will examine, and what exactly makes IIM Bangalore different from other B schools in India, and how the placement takes place.
And even they spoke about like how funding takes place in the IIMB, like where the students are on their road to entrepreneurs with the help of their NSRCEL cell. And after that we had a preparation for the case study.
And we had got a case study. The topic or the problem statement was prepared by the faculty of IIM Bangalore himself. And the interesting problem statement, it was about Bhopal Gas Strategy. And we had to make some analysis over the case, like pestle analysis or say SWOT analysis kind of things.
Yep, and we have to submit a 5-slider presentation and we have to submit it. So we sat there in the classroom and prepared by all ourselves. And after that we had a last session of the Vista 2023 was by Devrata Das, the general manager of Bank of Baroda. He spoke about like the insights of the banking industry. He spoke more about from the point of view of like the rates, like from the lending point of view. He spoke about housing demands. He also said basically like housing demand is perennial. He spoke about how does they manage the NPA, and also spoke about the fintech and how public sector banks are using them to leverage their lending and also to leverage their business. He also spoke about their Bob world, the insights of the fintech world. Here all the speaker sessions and the learning sessions and all the workshops got ended here, followed by
a vote of thanks by IIMB students, where they concluded saying it was a great event. Obviously it was a great event.
And after that there's a pro night by singer Gajendra Verma. just vibing out, chilling out to the singing and a great cold breeze of weather in the IIM campus. And it was the best time to be in the campus because of the monsoon season. And yes, and there we met a lot of people from all over the world, from different universities, Loyola, Shivnadar University, Christ University, you name them, like all the top universities. We met them, we interacted with them. We forgot to address the fact that like how did we got selected as a delegate or a YLS?
Yeah, actually we had got a questionnaire in Unstop, and in Unstop platform itself we had to fill that questionnaire, and based on the way we answered to every questions, we were examined and filtered out. We were selected into YLS, which is Youth Leadership Summit.
Yep, and we were shortlisted out of 1500 plus applicants. But like, what was my outcome if you ask me? The main thing I learned was like how to leverage AI and technology in each and everyday life. Many great insights by the speakers too.
And in fact, we understood where exactly we are standing in the world, in the competent world.
Request you to guys, please do give it a try. If not as a delegate or as some wireless or something, go just experience just as a visitor or something. Get to know the brief insights and the holistic view and like the experience of all these things.
In fact, this was not our first time basically. Even we had been to IIT Bombay in the same way, and this was our second time.
So that was a brief summary of the sessions we had and the learning and the activities of the YLS Vista 2023.
And this is how just the way YLS was closed. Even we'll put our curtains off saying we'll see you in the next video. So until that, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe our channel.
Bisbata.